Oh, wow, Miranda. Hectic last couple of weeks. Boy, that's certainly an understatement. I think we're all just scrambled. I know I am. I think we all are. So I totally get it. And you know what? Kudos to you. Hats off to you. And thank you very much for remaining on task the best that you could through this extremely surreal period of time that we're living through. So thank you. All right, I've got your work of digital prototype work in progress, and then I've got your week four. Now, one thing I noticed about the digital prototype, and this is great. I mean, I think this is fantastic. Screens look great. Oh, they are linked. Okay, I don't know why, but it seems like I'm not real sure if the last one I looked at wasn't linked, but this is linked, so that's together. Tap to continue. Log in. Sign up here. Drawing. Okay, so we've got one tap for tap to continue. Log in. Should there be a setup, a profile page? Don't have an account. Sign in here. Sign up here. Okay, so there's your profile page. Okay. Okay, profile. Okay, then we have drawing. Then from drawing, we go to the back button. So what I would like to see here is I'd like to see this drawing. I mean, you don't have to, I mean, since these are all going to end up being the same kind of task flow anyways, right? You don't have to go through all these, but at least go through one all the way instead of getting to drawing and then just going to a back button. So take a task all the way to the end, all right? Now, I don't know if it ends up with a purchase or drawing lessons or however it's going to culminate into its logical end for that specific task. Go ahead and indicate that that entire task in your clickable prototype, right? Makes sense, but it's going to entail more than 5 screens, right? So just as long as you know that, but I mean, you're there. I mean, you've got everything you need. Everything is linked together beautifully, and this is fantastic. Did you try XD? XD is pretty easy. It's I mean, creating a PDF, clickable PDF, is a perfectly acceptable way to render out a low fidelity prototype. Perfectly acceptable. Sometimes something like XD could be a little bit more versatile in terms of sharing the work, just so food for thought, but this is perfectly fine. I'm going to jump over to the process book. I think the process book, again, is coming along beautifully. Make sure all your pages are in there for next week. Features and functions, good job. Competition, we need the 3 main functions, though, remember? And then you've got your competition page. That's fantastic. Don't forget competition page. Include your competitive analysis. Include pros and cons of the functionality and features, visual design, and usability for all 3 of the competition. This is great, though. Good job including your visuals. That's lovely. Competition and conclusion. Here, I think it would be a really great idea to say, okay, in a competition, my app is going to address these specific things that the competition doesn't address. And I think that is a really important consideration to keep in mind because theoretically we're looking for, we're looking for the process, to understand the process, but we're also looking for implementing an idea that hasn't been used before as part of the process for user prototyping. Obviously, if something has been done before, we're basically not doing design thinking top to bottom. We're basically just kind of following on a pre-existing idea and maybe making improvements. So right here, I think it's really important for you to just determine and decide and define the areas where your app has capabilities that the competition doesn't. Good job on your target persona. Fantastic. And then also great job combining your target persona with your scenario. One thing I would recommend in terms of presentation is to include the same color is for the person. And so let's say Sarah gets this pink color, and we just continue that pink color through to her scenario. And then Brandon has yellow, and his scenario would be yellow, and so on and so forth, just to kind of group things and itemize them together categorically by color. Paper prototypes look fantastic. These are also doubling as your sketches for your wireframe, so that's fantastic. User testing 1, user testing 2, this is great. The whole idea here is to give us an idea of how the data analysis based on your user testing results was able to drive your decisions to make changes to the design screens themselves, right? And then we have our digital mock-ups. That's fantastic. So yeah, you're right in there. So we're wrapping things up quite nicely. Things are moving along beautifully. Fantastic job. Make sure that we get through one complete task here, top to bottom. That's really important. And since it's a supply house, I don't think there would be much difference between going through drawing supplies. There wouldn't be a whole lot of difference going through painting supplies, right? It would be the same process. You really only need to show one, right? But let's take that all the way through to completion, which I'm going to guess would end up being the purchase and paying of the object, or at least showing it in the cart and then showing options for payment. So, all right, great job. Thank you very much. If you have any questions at all, please let me know, and I'll be glad to make any necessary clarifications. Thank you very much.